Hello and welcome to Black History Month 2019. So pleased to bring you some information and perhaps the energetic spirit of Sojourner Truth. She was born into slavery around 1797, and she was named Isabella Baumfree, which to me is a very sort of ironic, almost cryptic name. She grew up in a Dutch settlement, and she only knew how to speak Dutch until she was 9. When she was 9, she was purchased by a John Neely, who literally beat the English language into her. And eventually she was able to stay with neighbors who purchased her and almost immediately, gave her her freedom, or freed her. And then she faced probably one of her toughest challenges, I would imagine, as a mom, when she learned that one of her children had been sold into slavery. But she knew something about the slave owner, and she knew that he was in Alabama. So she knew also that in New York it was illegal to sell a slave across state lines. So what she did was she made an incredibly brave decision to take them to court, to take this slave owner to court. And in the face of all adversity, especially as a black woman, a former slave, she went to court against a white man and she won. And that right there alone just proves that she was one bad somebody. She was, woo, that's the power of that. It's just amazing to me. And like, I love her name too, like Sojourner Truth. It's like a superhero name, like so powerful. She's quoted as saying, "Truth is powerful. It prevails." And I'm just going to get kind of a moment of silence on that one. Truth is powerful. It prevails. That's deep. The weight of that, the beautiful, energetic weight of that is just so deep. She met with Abraham Lincoln and she told him about her life as a slave. And so to me, that's kind of an interesting fact. Another interesting fact is that NASA named its Mars rover after her. They named it Sojourner. She worked as an abolitionist who worked to bring slavery to an end. And that brings me to an amazing speech of hers that I'd like to share with you. I'm going to read it to you, and I kind of feel like I'm probably going to channel her because the energy of all of these people, it lives within us if we allow it to. We have to not forget. Like, that's the biggest thing about Black history and any history. Never forget, like never forget what they did for me and for you. I don't care what race you are. She did it for you. Because how ridiculous is that to think that one human could own or lord over another human being that way. So that energetic love and mercy and grace, and just beautiful location is still there. All of that is still there. So anyway, the name of this speech is Ain't I a Woman? And a lot of people say that people probably didn't talk like that then. But anyway, that's the name of the speech, Ain't I a Woman? It was delivered in 1851 at a women's convention in Akron, Ohio. And for me, it's as timely now as it was then. It clearly delineates the crux in which Black women can find themselves when dealing with daily issues of race and gender. So give me a minute and I'm going to kind of channel her spirit real quick. Well, children, there is so much racket. There must be something out of kilter. I think that twixt the Negroes of the South and the women at the North, all talking about rights, the white men will be in a fix pretty soon. But what's all this here talking about? That man over there says that women need to be helped into carriages and lifted over ditches and have the best place everywhere. Nobody ever helps me in the carriages or mud puddles or gives me any best place. And ain't I a woman? Look at me. Look at my arm. I have plowed and planted and gathered into barns, and no man could head me. And ain't I a woman? I could work as much and eat as much as any man when I could get it. and bear the lash as well. And ain't I a woman? I have borne 13 children and seen most all sold off to slavery. And when I cried out with my mother's grief, none but Jesus heard me. And ain't I a woman? Then they talk about this thing in the head. What's it they call it? Intellect. That's it, honey. Well, what's that got to do with women's rights or Negroes' rights? If my cup can't hold but a pint and yours a quart, wouldn't you be mean not to let me have my little half measure full? Then that little man in black there, he says women can't have as much rights as men because Christ wasn't a woman. Where did your Christ come from? From God and a woman. Man had nothing to do with him. If the first woman God ever made was strong enough to turn the world upside down, all these women together ought to be able to turn it back and get it right side up again. And now they is asking to do it. The men better let them. Obliged to you for hearing me, and now old Sojourner ain't got nothing more to say. Thank you.